Baltimore-Buffalo should be one of the best games on the Week 4 slate, and my favorite way to play it, Josh Allen over his rushing plus passing prop. I think as a small road dog, Buffalo's going to need Josh to go full Superman mode and dominate this offense. Plus, he got a pretty good matchup against a Baltimore defense that is ranked dead last, 32nd in the NFL in passing yards allowed per game at more than 290. So give me Josh in what should be a fun game to have a big box score. All aboard the Saquon train. My favorite way to play this Philadelphia-Tampa matchup is to take Eagles running back Saquon Barkley to go over his longest rush prop. He's done this in 2 of his 3 starts this season, had that big 60-yard touchdown against the Saints, and the Bucs are dealing with some injuries to their defensive line and Kalijah Kancey and Vita Vea. Because there's also some injuries on the Philly offense, Saquon's going to get all the touches he can handle in this one, and I think he's going to rip off at least one big run. For all that talk about Atlanta's offense this season, all 3 Falcons games have finished under the total. I'll take that trend to extend to a 4th game as they take on the Saints in Week 4. We know the Saints offense had those dominant first few weeks, but I think going on the road to Atlanta, it's going to be a difficult environment for Derek Carr and that offense. And for whatever reason, right now, the Falcons haven't gotten their offense off the ground either. It's a divisional matchup, NFC South, in this domed environment, but I'm still going under the total with the Saints and the Falcons. Got a good NFC North battle with the Vikings traveling to Lambeau to take on the Packers. Will Jordan Love be available? We'll see. I do know Brian Flores' Minnesota defense has been awesome so far this season, stymieing Kyle Shanahan and the Niners, and then C.J. Stroud and the Texans. For those reasons, the uncertainty with Love and the dominance of Minnesota's defense, I like this Week 4 NFC North matchup to come in under the total. Few things are as comfortable in life as taking a Mike Tomlin under. The Steelers, 3-0 to the under so far this season. And check out this stat. Since 2013, when the Steelers are a road favorite, the under has hit in that game 81% of the time. That is a crazy trend that I buy. This year, the Steelers are winning with mistake-free football and offense from Justin Fields and a dominant defense led by T.J. Watt. And this Week 4 matchup on the road against Anthony Richardson and the Colts, my favorite way to play it is to take the under. Yeah, the Chiefs are 3-0 this season, but that offense just hasn't quite been as explosive as we thought. Then you look on the other side of this matchup with the Chargers. Is Justin Herbert going to play with that high ankle sprain? We already know they'll be missing their bookends on the O-line, both Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater dealing with injuries. So to me, this feels like a game that the Chiefs win by yet again dominant defense. I'll take the under in this Week 4 matchup between Kansas City and LA. Coming off a somewhat stunning loss on the road against the Vikings, what a spot for C.J. Stroud and this Texans offense to explode at home against a lowly Jags team. Stroud has a full complement of healthy weapons, Tank Dell, Steph Diggs, and Nico Collins, and this Jags team looks as bad as any in the NFL this season. My favorite way to play this Week 4 AFC South matchup is to take the Houston team total going over. Hey, Andy Dalton sure breathed some life into a dead Panthers offense, didn't he? On the other side of this matchup, I know the Bengals are 0-3, but at least they scored points in their Monday night loss to the Commanders. Having T. Higgins back to complement Jamar Chase certainly helps that. So because that Bengals offense is fully healthy again, and because Andy Dalton brings real credibility to the Panthers offense, this is the rare Week 4 game I like to come in over the total. Broncos-Jets profiles as a snooze fest for me. Aaron Rodgers and the Jets are a huge home touchdown plus favorite against Bo Nix and the Broncos, who, yes, had a surprising upset win on the road in Tampa Bay. I don't think they're going to fool Robert Saleh's defense at MetLife Stadium. When you talk about an Aaron Rodgers offense, yes, they're efficient. Man, do they play slow and suppress play volume. For all those reasons, this Week 4 matchup between the Jets and the Broncos is one I like to come in under the total. Man, the Niners got to be ticked off after giving away that game in Week 3 to the LA Rams. In Week 4, they're back at home and a huge favorite against the visiting Patriots. The Niners' offense is banged up. There's no doubt about that. Their defense, though, is still relatively healthy and should be in a great spot to be dominant at home against a lowly Patriots offensive attack. Because I don't expect Jacoby Brissett to add much to the scoreboard, and because the Niners are far from completely healthy on their side of the ball offensively, this is another Week 4 game I like to finish under the total. Caleb Williams and the Bears return home after a disappointing loss to the Colts in Week 3 to welcome the LA Rams to Chicago. Here's the great news for Williams and his offense. The Rams' defense has just been dreadful this season. They rank dead last in yards per game allowed, more than 430 through 3 weeks of the season. For that reason, this matchup, my favorite way to play this game is to take Caleb Williams over his passing yardage prop. He should have a big day against a Rams secondary that's allowing everyone to throw all over them. Just ask Brock Purdy and Juwan Jennings last week.